Hey y'all, I'm Holly Moore, your host, and welcome to the TCS podcast, where our mission is to educate and inspire and empower the residential cleaning industry. As a co-owner of the cleaning software and a proud owner of a cleaning service for the past 17 years, I'm here to share expert insights, stories, and strategies to help you take your cleaning business to the next level. We'll be bringing on experts, fellow industry leaders to share their experience and tips. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, this podcast is for you. Let's dive into the next episode. Hey.
Hey.
Before we get started, and y'all are wondering what on earth we're dressed like or what we're doing, it is Halloween, and us three are children of the 80s and 90s, and when we get pumped up to clean houses or kick butt in our businesses, we listen to old school gangster rap, and we have that three together. So we brought it. We're in the festivities of Halloween, and we are sticking with our theme of old school gangster rap for our podcast for Halloween. So appreciate y'all's humor. It will get funnier, I promise. We're going to do some rapping trivia later, and I'm sure you're not going to want to miss that. So happy Halloween. First of all, I want to introduce our guest today. First, it is Trisha Lake. Say hi.
Hey.
She is with TLC Cleaning, and she actually has several locations in 2 different states, which I find very interesting, in North Dakota and in Minnesota. And and then I have Summer Abram, the queen clean of the cleaning software. Also 2 locations, only in Texas, Houston, and Austin. They are about to old school us and teach us how to market, get the leads, and then Summer's going to teach you how to close them. So I'm super excited about this. I want to give the host a time to introduce themselves. So here is my list. You might have to write it down. I'm going to ask each of you the following. Just give us your name, company name, location or locations, how many years you've been in business, if you want to sell or share any sales numbers or number of employees. And then I want your favorite Halloween candy, and then obviously your favorite old school gangster rapper. So Trisha, I'm going to start with you.
All right. I got grill. So that's gonna go. But so Trisha Lake, I got a location in Fargo, North Dakota, Grand Forks, North Dakota, and Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. And we are on track this year for 4.2. Next year, we're going to hope to hit 5.2 or so. So we got big goals. We're moving big. A lot of cool stuff is happening. And I believe it fluctuates a little bit, but I believe we're at about 85 employees. We do have part-time and full-time between our 3 locations. And my favorite Halloween candy is probably Reese's or Snickers. Ooh. And then for my old school, I'm going to go with Tupac.
Dang. Okay, good thing I don't share that. We might have that in common. How many years?
Eminem too, though. Eminem was my jam too.
How many years have you been in business? 4.2. That's a huge accomplishment. How many years has it taken you?
So we've been in business for almost 15 years, but we've really seen the growth the last 2 years we kind of ramped it up. So this last year, 2024, we've had a 34 or 35% growth rate. And so we're kind of moving now.
I can't wait to hear how you did that. Summer, your turn with my list of intro questions.
Whatever. Blah. What up, everybody? I'm the Queen, aka Summer. I have been with Maids and Moore for 17 years. We have 3 locations. And how many years in business and sales amount and yearly number of employees? Okay, so we are on track to hit 7.8 million this year. Next year, we're going to twerk to 10. And we have around 135, 140 employees. My favorite Halloween candy is Reese's as well. And then I would have to say my rapper is Biggie.
Nice. Okay, well, I just have to share my old school wrapper. I don't like sweets, so I don't have to worry about candy. But my old school wrapper, what is definitely Tupac, but Trisha stole that one, so I'm gonna have to go with Dr. Dre, the OG.
All valid.
All right, guys. So we're about to get started with the. If y'all can take us seriously at this point, hopefully you can. We're about to get. We're about to get started with some marketing from Trisha. I want you to take it away. My question and initial thing is, we just heard your intro. That is so impressive. What an accomplishment. I'll skip the women part, but that's pretty cool to be that big of a business owner, have that much revenue. I'm so proud of you, and I want to know those two, like the two main marketing strategies, because we could go on for days, right? But the two main marketing strategies that helped you grow your business the most in your experience.
Okay. Well, one thing I'm going to say is community involvement. Like, community involvement is massive, and I think that a lot of companies don't do that enough. I'm a big believer in, like, what you put out there into the world comes back to you. And so I do a lot. Like, I donate a lot. Like, I show up to a lot of things, a lot of events. Like, TLC is, my goal is, like, I want our company to be so annoying that we're out there so much that people are like, fine, I'll just call them already. Like, I want our name on everything, everywhere. And so if your kids, if someone's kid is doing a sports event, I want to sponsor them. I want just that involvement in the community completely. Work with nonprofits up and down. That's probably my number one thing, is to actually be out there in the community and working those leads like that. The second one is, I would say, while you're out in those community things, I call it hoarding emails, but basically creating your email list, your marketing list, and continue building that throughout the years is excellent. So many people don't really build that enough and fast enough, and so we kind of go out and we do these like Boo at the Zoo events where we'll hand out candy to the community and so forth. And there'll always be like an enter to win on there. And that's when we give out those fun giveaways and collect emails. And then we use that for lead nurturing along the way.
Nice. I like it. I will totally agree with you in community involvement. It takes a lot of time, and sometimes even the sponsorships you get them and you're like, wow, that's a lot of money. But yeah. I think why people shy away from those is because at first you're like, ugh, that's a lot of time and that's a lot of money. But in the long run, it works so well. I know I've done it in my community, and it really does make a difference. That's very, very interesting. I have a quick question, and anybody who's tuning in, don't be scared or intimidated by us rappers. Put your question out there if you want any questions for them throughout. I'll try to stop and answer them. So my question is if you had talked about you had just really recently ramped it up compared to like when you very first started to where you're at now, what would you have done differently when you first started? Because there's some people that are just now starting tuning in, and there's some people who, we always have that question. What would you have done just starting out and focused on versus what you actually did?
So honestly, a big thing for me was like learning our numbers, like our KPIs, and understanding that. We used to do teams of 3, and we'd send 3 cleaners out into the world, and you don't realize how inefficient some of those things are. And while, every cleaning company has their different ways that they do things, right? And some people still do 3 teams of 3. But what we found is that we are not able to pay, you have a lot less sales with a team of 3, a team of 2 as well, which means you can't pay them as well. And so what we've kind of found is that the more that we've learned our KPI numbers, we've watched those indicators, we've been able to hire better, we've been able to pay better, we've been able to take care of our staff better along the ways, where the first 10 years, we really just kind of were building with our heart, but we didn't know the numbers behind that business. So learning those, I think, was massive. And then we were able to make those decisions and pivot on those decisions based off of what we're seeing.
Awesome. I definitely know that that was my big key turning point too, as well. In the cleaning industry, like I started measuring stuff, and when we started measuring it, we started noticing trends, and then you could figure out what you needed to do on those trends to react to them. If you don't measure the trends, then there's no way to react to them and shift your marketing strategies the way that you want to. Summer, did you have something? I think you had a question. I felt Queen Clean coming out.
Oh no, I think she is a spot on. I think that's the mistake a lot of us make, and when we're starting our maid service, is we're just like, book this one, do this one, and you're just so busy, just like, getting your grind on and getting the customers and that kind of thing, until you realize and you start looking at, wait, how much did I profit? My maids are leaving because they're not getting paid enough, and you have to pay attention to those. And every problem has a solution. And so once you start paying attention to that, you can come up with a solution for that problem. And Trish, you have like multiple locations, don't you?
Yeah.
You have Fargo.
Yep. Grand Forks and then Detroit Lakes.
Okay. And you just started up your own boutique as well.
Yeah.
Like, how do you find the time for this? And by the way, I'd love to share your boutique's link, because that's something that we can all participate across the country. We can order. I hope you got them plus sizes in there, because your girls are 2X. I need cute 2X clothes. But I just wanted to mention that she has gotten so many locations, and dealing with it like a boss. And I agree with her totally on that.
Yeah. I would say the only thing else that I can think of that really made it to the, our next step is our staffing, right? Like, so we've always had wonderful employees, but I don't think we were always wonderful employers. And I think that again took a turning shift. I don't know how many years ago it was now, but we really started becoming less customer focused and more employee focused. Like, we can get customers all day long. But if you don't have a good team holding it together, taking care of those customers, you're going to lose them. So it doesn't matter. And so we really became an employee focused company. And that's really where I think we've been able to grow leaps and bounds, is because we take really good care of our team. And my goal is simply that, they love their job, they love coming to work, and then they go out there and they make a difference in their clients' worlds. And that's how the whole circle stays happy. I no longer focus on clients as much. I mean, I still focus on them. I care about them. But my thought process is, as long as I do really good with my team is the one that's going to go out there and make the difference for our clients.
So in translation, your marketing tactic is your employees.
Yeah. Well, that's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you can't perform a good quality clean, you're not going to retain those customers, and then you're not going to build a routine base.
And we live in a world where there's like a billion jobs everywhere. I mean, we say that there's less jobs nowadays yet, but at least where I'm at, I mean, our unemployment rate is so low. It's like one of the lowest in the nation. And you can walk out of a job and have 15 more that same day. And so it's only smart business to be good to your people, And so if they're choosing to come to work and work really hard every single day, we should bend over backwards to take care of them.
Awesome. So I have one more question for you. How do you portray your messages clearly to your community or your public or your potential customers, and why they need to book with TLC? How do you get that out there? I mean, I know you said you're in the community, but like, explain to me more exactly your messaging that you use.
I'm trying to think on that one a little bit. I don't know. I think that we just kind of really like to show. I don't think we like to try to portray a certain message. I think that we just try to kind of show our inner workings of our company a lot. Like, we're pretty bold. We're pretty out there. We kind of share a lot of stuff on social media, and people either love us or they don't. But I think that people really like the transparency that we bring to the table, and they really like how employee oriented we are. They want the people that are coming into their house to be really well taken care of. And so we show that, we show appreciation to our employees. We publicly show our clients the majority of everything, because we want them to see what kind of a company we are. We want them to feel good about hiring us.
Yeah, I'm getting your vibe. Like, if I was in North Dakota, I'd totally hire you. I'm like, they're so lucky. So you portray that through social media and mainly?
Yeah, so
Is your
social media
channel?
for sure. We do some emailing and things like that too, but I don't know, it's just been a building throughout the years, I guess. And I think our staff, they're going out there and they're talking about their jobs and what they love about their jobs and the impact that we make for them too. And so it's more like a culture and a vibe, I think, for us.
Gotcha. I have another hard question for you. If it's actually a two-part, so
Oh,
don't be mad.
Can I touch on the? Can I touch on the?
Yeah.
The vibe or the. People want to know that their cleaners that are coming into their home are taken care of. That is a big worry for customers. So I think on when you're showing team of the month and you're showing your maids coming in and filling up and even doing interviews with your maids, that helps people like, yeah, this is the company. I have met a lot of owners or talked to other owners, and they're really down on their employees, are really critical of their employees. And what they don't understand is you're nothing without those employees. Without those cleaners, you don't have a business. So
Right. 100%.
I've heard some comments that are like, well, I don't trust them to be able to do that. And I'm like, but you're trusting them to go into people's homes to clean it. So if you don't trust that employee to go and do that specific task, I'm not so sure that you are leading them in the right direction.
Yeah.
Or that they should be in people's homes. So you have to portray that message and believe it yourself and make the employees believe it, and that pride that you have. It's very important that in cleaning services, you create that family work environment and that you got their back and that you trust them and that you empower them.
And if you don't trust them, then you have no business hiring them.
mm-hmm.
Because for me, if I don't trust my employees, I wouldn't want them. If I don't want them in my house, or if I don't want them doing certain things, I don't want them in anyone's house.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure who said it. Maybe I think it might have been Debbie Sardone or one of them that says, if you don't trust them to babysit your kids, then don't trust them and hire them. Because,
True.
And I would trust every single one of my employees to watch my kids. My kids would probably have them tied up and
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. I don't know if I would want them to.
You have to pay them extra.
Yeah. They'll gladly go back to cleaning.
Here's for the trick question. If you had no money to market with at all, what is the first thing you would do? Zero money. Don't have any money to market with. What would you do?
Social media, and I would go out there, create a social what is it called? A brand new Facebook account. And I would go out there and start offering my services for free. Go out there, offer services for free, get recommendations, get reviews, start building from there.
Perfect. Awesome answer. Now, second tricky question. If you had all the money in the world, but you could only spend it on marketing for your cleaning company, what would you do?
I mean, I can't do payroll. That seems kind of strange.
Nope. Can't use it on payroll. Only marketing. All the money in the world. What would you market with?
Let's see.
Maybe 2% of your revenue. What would you market with?
No, this is a hypothetical. Hypothetical. All the money in the world. Where would you put it?
Open your bank account and close it down.
Yeah.
You reached it. You reached that goal.
But you have to spend it on marketing.
That's hard, honestly, because I do a lot of trickling. I do a lot of things. The normal maid service is going to be hitting up Facebook and Google, and those work, yeah. But I mean, in my opinion, there's no wow effect with that. And they've kind of taken a slowdown in the last 6 months, in my opinion. But I would probably say, just straight up guerrilla marketing, old school marketing. And I'm from a smaller town compared to a lot.
It has to be, because Google and those things don't work in a small town. You have to have boots on the ground, chamber events. They got to know you. Holly does it a lot in her area, and that's where most of our customers centralize in. Is when you use that. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
I mean, Google and Facebook, they've always worked for us, but they've worked less, I think, the last 6 months for us, for sure. But just that community involvement, I think, is where we see the most of it.
Awesome. I love this, Trisha, you brought such a new perspective of marketing for us, because everyone's so used to being like, find the SEO, the right SEO company. And trust me, we have a great one and we get a lot of leads from Google. But I feel like the side that you just talked about is just as important, and you need to be focused on that. And if you just depend solely on Google, all they have to do is change one little algorithm and all of a sudden your leads crash.
Especially in smaller areas too. It just,
Yes.
Google doesn't work. You could be at the top of Google, but what does that mean when you only have 6,000 people Googling for maid service? So that doesn't mean much. You know? So the metropolitan areas, I think, do better with Google than the smaller areas. Those you have to really do boots on the ground. And I think Trish is on point on that.
And obviously at that much revenue, she's got that down. That's awesome. I'm very impressed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. One really fun thing that we do is like, we do a lot of donation opportunities to where, like, when people, people ask us for donations all the time. Like, we have someone designated for donations in our office. And what we do is we'll end up doing, giveaway baskets or stuff like that. But we'll ask, hey, can we have a booth at your event? Can we sit there and hand out things? A lot of times they say yes. It's just a matter of, so you get 500 people coming to an event and you get to have an only booth there, being able to hand out, whether it's a magic eraser and a coupon or something like that, that gets somewhere. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, is so many of us think of Google, Facebook, like just like the online easy, click a button, but that old school, like boots on the ground stuff is harder. It's more work for sure, but I think it's more meaningful.
It is.
I completely agree. I think it's more of you get more long-term customers that way than you do short-term customers. Yeah. And not to say that either one is wrong. I think it's a combination of all that's going to be the best, and whatever works in your area. Same thing, like teams, solos. It really depends. Like in more rural areas, solos are more successful, and more metropolitan areas, you could go on and on. But there's not a right answer, right? It's measure your KPIs, figure out what's working, and then get it done and be a boss and the
cool thing, or like, I don't know if it's cool or bad, but just because you fix a KPI doesn't mean it'll stay fixed. Like for our company, there's a certain KPI we're working on right now, 2 of them actually. So, and like every quarter we look at which ones are we working on at the moment, and none of them will always stay perfect. Based off of growth, you're going to have, we got to work on this area. We got to work on this area. But if you don't know your numbers, you don't even know what in your company you're looking at. And when I talk about numbers, I'm not even just, like when I'm talking about numbers too, people automatically assume maybe that are outside of our industry, it's profit. It's not just that, it's productivity. It's like, how long are your employees staying with you? It's all of it. It's how happy are your clients across the board. So there's 1,000 different numbers we need to know. And I think that's a lot of people in our industry don't know those numbers good enough. I didn't know those. I got to $1 million in revenue and I didn't even know what the heck a KPI was. No idea. I didn't.
What does the KPI stand for, by the way?
Key performance indicator.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I know we're going to have a whole other podcast on KPIs, because I could go on for days, because I'm the analytical number crazy person and I love them. Well, Summer, it is your turn. I got to get our rap trivia on, because I'm more excited about that, because I can't wait to see y'all rap.
Oh, no. What? Oh, God. No.
Okay, so Summer, she's taught us how to get the leads, very unique ways. But what I want to know is, I think the most important thing about sales and marketing is when you get that lead, what do? Like, it comes in, and I want you to describe the process of when the lead comes in. Then what is that process? And then what is your expected close time? And what is the percentage close rate that you're looking for? Because I feel like we spend so much time, a lot of us spend so much time and energy and money on all this marketing, and then we don't capitalize on when the actual lead comes in. And to me, that's number uno. Like, even if you have 2 leads coming in, you better get them while they're there. So this is your focus. And I want to ask you that question that I just asked.
Okay.
About what's the process, start to finish, and then what is your expected close time, and then your close rate percentage?
All right. So close strategy is close them and close them fast because people are instant nowadays. So first off is and I want to stop right here because I've talked to cleaning service with the cleaning software, lots of owners across the nation, and they're all worried about operations, right? But there is rarely a company that says my cells are down, like how do I close the cell? And I'll go look at websites and I'll see like enter your information for a quote and it'll be name, phone number, email, which is great because you captured that lead that you can now work. But the actual close strategy is when you answer the phone or you call them back within 5 minutes. If you do not do either of those two, 70% chance you've lost that lead because they're going on to the next cleaning service and making calls. And typically it's the first one who answers the phone, gives them a reasonable price that'll close them. So it's very important to close on contact. I see a lot of people like, let me gather your information and I will send you a contract over, or I will call you back with your quote. No, you got to do it then. You got to give the quote. You got to close them and sign them up right then. That's your best close rate. That's the way you keep a 50%, 45 to 50% close rate. So that's how we do it at Maids and Moore, and get them, locked in. And that would include getting over objections. Also, too, your pricing has to be simple. So I see a lot where like, how many bedrooms, how many baths, how many dogs, all these questions you ask, you should ask phone number, email, address. Phone number, email, and name. And then you should go into asking what type of cleaning service are you looking for? If they say my home is vacant, automatically make ready, right? If they say they have a showing, so I'm automatically going to deep clean. And you want to be able to give them that description right away so that they're clear. So I think a lot of times our sales processes are really, really complicated. And then we have to touch back. The way to close them, the way to keep your close rate up is giving it to them right then. So if somebody calls in and asks for routine cleaning service, I'm going to say, okay, what is your name, phone number, and address? So then I jump right on and find their address, find their square footage. I know that what type of cleaning they want. So first I'm going to show you what comes in the cleaning. So routine service, our routine service starts off with a deep clean to get your home down to ground zero. All common areas are vacuumed, swept, dusted, and mopped. Special attention to bathrooms and kitchens. We clean all surfaces top to bottom, includes insides and outsides of cabinets, drawers, appliances. And then now that you've showed the value, what that cleaning is, then you go into, okay, your price would be $290 plus tax. What date were you looking for? So that way we get them right in to start closing. And as many of those questions as you can get answered benefit you down the road, because when you're following up, if they don't close on that call, let's say that Miss Cindy had just lost her mother and she is getting her home ready for a deep clean because that's where the wake's going to be. So if you write that down in your closing notes and you don't close it right away, when you follow up the next day or two, you can bring that in. Those details are very important. I have my sales team write down those details because when we call her back up, we're like, how is it going? Planning for the wake. I know that you were looking for a cleaning service. We are ready. We have opportunity. We have the availability. We'd like to go ahead and get you scheduled while we have that spot available. Let's go ahead and get you scheduled and kind of go into it like that. Always with the mind of closing and asking as many questions until you get boom to that credit card, and then you can book them. So I may have went way further than that question asked.
Oh, no, that's okay. So there's always serious discussions around the cleaning industry about, and y'all can both give me this opinion. I hear it like, no, don't give them your price up front. Don't give them an instant quote. Wait, get their information, get back a hold of them, then discuss then discuss your value, then give them the price. And And then I know Summer's strategy is give them the price up front. They're going to deny it before or after either way, and then go straight to the kill. So I just wanted you, what do you think about that? Do you think that if you didn't give the price up front, that your numbers would go down and you wouldn't sell as much?
I know it has. I have it proven. So for the first 6 years of Maids and Moore, we had you want a quote, and it would have the name, number, email, and phone number. So then I would spend the next 2 or 3 days trying to get back and hold of them, and then give the quote. So our close rate back there wasn't 40 to 50%. It was more like 30, 25, 30. So I came up with, let's give an instant quote. And, we were a little bit hesitant. Well, the competition's going to know our pricing right up front, but people are instant nowadays. They Google, they get their instant result. They can go on, like a website and get exactly what that's going to cost them. So when I changed and built the auto quoting system and went live with it, it went from me chasing people down to giving quotes to people calling me saying, hey, I'm ready to book. Here's my name. And then I pull them up in the system and we book them right away. Exponential. I cannot even explain the importance of giving auto quotes. And, I don't want to jab into TCS, but that's what my sales piece, the first part of it is building an auto quote that will come back in for, our TCS customers, because I feel like and I know it is so much more valuable to close that client right away and for them to have that instant price.
So as a industry, in the industry, I'm just going to retranslate what I heard. So it sounds like to me, you think the opposite way. Some people think if they don't get to hear my value, I'm going to lose a sale. But you're saying there is more lost in the fact that they can't just get a price. And they have
get a price, but they
No. I mean, like if the people who don't have the instant quote and they go there and they have got to call them to get the price, you lose more people that way than you do if you just give them the price up front.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. That's what I thought I heard. I was just making sure. Trisha, you got any comments?
First sizzle, my nizzle.
So I don't know. I'm honestly in the middle of playing around with this idea because we want to increase our close rate. Like, we get leads all day long, get tons of leads, but our close rate is lower than I would like it to be. And it's been lower, especially the last few months, which I think we're in election year. Things are just different at the moment. But I've been playing around with not giving them a price anymore online, and having to do a phone call, because right now we do, instant pricing online. And I think that and it's just my thoughts, but in my head, I'm thinking like, are we losing people because we are giving them instant pricing, to where if I had a lead form and I could actually talk to them like, hey, what do you want to have done? Then I can customize what for them more versus, what I'm currently doing.
Well, I feel like you're right in that, but the way that our auto quote system is, they get an auto quote, they get an email of what all that quote includes, so they see the value, and then we call that feeds into our lead source, right? Mm-hmm. So we get to call them. My rule is answer the phone first, but if they submit a quote, you have to call them back within 5 minutes, because if you do not, your close rate goes down to 70%. You've lost them. So I think that's the key in getting that connection with them. But when they submit it, it can't just be like they submitted it and wait for them to close. You have to follow up right with that sales call and say, I see that you just submitted a quote to our cleaning service, and I want to go over the positives and what all we include in our quote. So I find that if you don't do that, then yes.
I know that my team does not do that right now within 5 minutes. And I think that for a customer, I'm thinking this through, as you're saying this, and like, if I put in a thing for estimate and I got a call within 5 minutes, I'd be like, whoa, I would be impressed by it. Yeah, I'd be impressed by that. So that might be something I might have to take up.
That's a good point that both of you brought up, Because I think that's a good thing in between is like, yeah, give them an instant quote and just let them chew on it. No, you still got to be pushy and instant and call them immediately to retain the value. But at the same time, you have to have that personal connection, which we've been talking about in marketing the whole time. So yeah, that's what Molly Moran just said. It's a good point within 5 minutes. So I think Summer has a quote. She says 5 minutes or 5 days. If you don't get them within 5 minutes or 5 days, you'll never get them again in this short-term sell. And
Yeah.
I always I quote her and repeat it and take credit for it all the time.
Well, I have a way to measure. So if you don't get them within the first 24 hours, then your close rate starts going down. So
isn't that like
what
like a CSI, like first 48 type thing?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. You don't get the criminal unless you get them.
when they submit that quote and then ring and then hello, it's Maids and Moore. I seen you just requested a quote. We'd like to go over that with you, and then they go over it verbally, and then the person's able to answer questions. But if you just let it sit there, or you run it through an email campaign, it's not personable. It's the same reason that auto booking doesn't have a high close rate, right? Because they get in there and they start entering, okay, I want this service on this day, but there's no one. This is a very personal purchase. They're coming into your home. So I even have ideas in the future for auto booking with videos of the owner saying, okay, so that now that you're here, here's the things that we do offer, and here's what to expect. And in each time they go in to an auto booking process, there's another video asking or answering commonly asked questions, all those different things. So that they're kind of led through the process. I think that's where we come up short on auto booking, because it has a like 15 to 20% close rate on auto booking versus booking on the phone right now.
Sure, I would love to get 15 to 20% auto booking. That's pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you had, let's say that you had 25 quotes in, right? And you only use the auto booking, then let me get my calculator.
10.
So we had 25 leads and we only closed 15% of them. That means you've only closed 3 of those 15 leads.
And you better hope your attrition rate is perfect.
Yeah, for sure. But I do think there's a way to do online booking. But for right now, that's what we're doing. We're doing the auto pricing, but we're following up right with a phone call. And if I don't close them or we don't get a hold of them on day 1, we hit them hard day 5 or day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, because 75% of people are going to make that decision in the 5 days. Very rarely do we close a lead that's on day 10 or day 18. And those are typically people that are looking for bookings like next month, right? They're no hurry. So nobody else, they're not calling other maid services right away.
Yeah.
And I feel like what I'm hearing here is a ton of different strategies versus where you are geographically, where you are. Like, what about your population? If you're in a certain population where it's mostly people over 40, you would have a totally different strategy to.
I don't know. People are instant. Like nowadays, you can get on the online, you can get answers to anything, you can get recipes, you can how to cook it, how to throw a good party. Like you can get ideas for this type of theme and that type of thing. So the internet has really changed how our buyers think.
Well, I think you've got all kinds of marketing, right? You've got the kids who are graduating high school who are getting jobs and calling us to do a cleaning. They don't want to talk to you. They want an online book. They don't want to speak a word to you.
Fact, if they do talk to you, they'll have a panic attack doing it. So
like, the mailbox, the door's unlocked. We don't even care. Just go in. And then you've got all the way from your old school. So I think that you need to I think the way to get that close rate up is to address each generation and make it to where they can break off, like, okay, I'm comfortable with this online booking. Here's a phone number I can call. I want to call. I want to talk to somebody. Or, vice versa. You've got to address all generations, all geographical issues, if you're in a certain area. But that's the best part about being a business owner is you got to figure out where you're at, who's your ideal customer, what you're doing, and then take all these strategies and roll them up into one and go with a plan.
Mhm.
And you guys have like presented some awesome stuff to everybody, and I think we're all in different geographical and generational situations. So I know,
You know, if I had the time and the energy, I would love to go back to in-home estimates. You know how time consuming that would be?
Bro,
Yeah.
you said no, it is, but you could close the shit out of it. Excuse me.
Yeah, because and that's like the building relationship.
100% close rate, but there you are having.
And I'm going to show up like this.
We're like immediate no.
Yeah. Okay, really quick to wrap up this sales piece, Summer, because we got to get on. We're at 40 minutes. I'm sure we've lost everyone.
Oh my gosh, that went fast.
I know.
How about the questions? We have lots.
I have a couple of questions. One thing we recently learned is that under 70% of us TikTok as their first search engine. So Dave with Candace Wagner Cleaning, he's saying that under 30, 70% of the kids are TikToking stuff. What do y'all think about that? Do we all need to start, do us old folks need to make our little kids cringe when we create a TikTok, or what are we doing?
I love to share my TikTok with my son's friends. He's like, Mom, please do not. Please
we
do
have
not share that
TikTok.
on Facebook.
Maids and Moore has TikTok, but we don't run it. We have a beautiful marketing manager named Jazz who's in her 20s who runs our TikTok.
Guys, times are changing, right? So people are instant. There's social media. They're referral based. So we have to cover all the bases on building a.
You know, I had to ask to borrow a fur coat the other day, a fur coat, and I think I had a sombrero, because I have to go out and make a TikTok with a fur coat and a sombrero. It's kind of like what we're doing right now. I mean, look at this. Right. What's happening here?
Who knows?
I'm willing to do what I need to do. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta catch up on questions. We are having questions flood in like crazy. Let's see. Kevin Coggin says, I like the idea of a bot. Like, this is his idea. Like, I want to talk to a bot that leads me to a phone call that I can book immediately.
I'm going to speak up on that because my customers would prefer not to speak with a bot. They want to speak with a regular person. Now, in 10 years, 7 years, as that becomes more of a thing and people get more used to it, I think it will work. But
I think Kevin's point is saying that he's a bot and he wants that. So just to prove to the point of gotta kind of try to
do your thing for shizzle my nizzle, just keep going. How that close rate is, and maybe if you turn your bot into a salesperson really quickly.
It sounds like we need to hire Kevin to build a bot. Okay, next question. Okay, David Norris says they still do in-home estimates and they believe in them, and I do believe in Candace Wagner, and I believe that she is onto something there. I'm just too lazy.
It's just not scalable. The only
it's just so time. I mean, you have to have like a team of salespeople just flooding the community with. I mean, it's so time consuming, but man, is it wonderful.
Oh my gosh, Libby just said, I have no idea what you ladies are talking about, but I love your outfits. So that's
Hey, Molly asked a question. She said, what percentage of leads do you reach on the phone? And what do you think is reasonable? So we reach 40 to 50% of people on the phone if either they submit a quote and we call them right away because it pops up in our CRM, or we answer the phone and we close. That's where the most of our close rate comes from. When you miss that window, your close rate goes down from there. Big time.
Got it.
15%.
I don't know my percentages on that, honestly. So Summer, I'd love to have your spreadsheet or whatever you had to figure out that. And I can put my salespeople to work to figure out those kind of numbers. Because maybe we're not. I do know that I feel like my people have been talking about we don't reach as many people by phone like a lot of, especially Facebook leads and Google leads, they seem to be very difficult to get on the phone.
Yeah, they're like behind the screen, right? So they're not directly, they're just trying to find out that information there. They're a little bit more harder to close. I think the key thing is to send them the information that they're looking for, like, ask what's your square footage, and what type of cleaner you're looking for, and then send them a quote through Facebook, which includes all the task lists. And that would be a higher close rate, because they're trying to, like, I don't want these people harassing me, but I'd like to ask, right?
Yeah.
So
they're like, please don't, like, chase me around.
Yeah,
which has nothing to do with this, but check out these boss earrings.
Those are awesome.
Hey, these are my real life earrings.
If I
I
would
love
have had
them.
time to put summer across these, like I've always wanted from, like my high school days, then I would have. But
Well, Candace Wagner just responded, and she said her close rate is at 60% going out and doing in-home estimates. So I believe that. Thank you for that data, Candace. Summer, I have a 1 minute to give you a scenario on a common objection. Actually, I'm going to do both y'all. A common objection when you're trying to get the credit card, you're ready to book. Well, you know what? I just got to go.
You're going to put me on the spot.
This is to Summer. What would you do if it's like, well, I can't really book right now because I got to talk to my husband or my wife or my spouse, and I don't know if I want to book right now?
Sure. I completely understand that. We do have limited spots. I know that you're looking for Friday, and we only have one spot available. Let's do this. This is not a contract. Let's go ahead and secure your date. Go ahead and get you signed up. And if you and your husband decide that's not what you want, email us within 24 hours and we'll remove your cleaning from the schedule. This happens a lot. And if you can get them to go ahead and book 90% of the time, check, and they're moving on to the next thing.
Awesome.
I love that. Take my card. That would work for me.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I use that excuse. I for sure, like the whole, I got to check with my husband.
Limited. Yeah. I got plenty.
That's an excuse to get off the phone is what that is.
Yep.
Okay, Trisha, I got one for you.
All right.
Well, I am not sure what date yet, so I'll call you back.
I don't know. I gotta get Summer's playbook. I'll bring the leads in. She can help me close them.
Okay, go ahead, Summer.
It is a hard one to battle because when they don't want, but they do know kind of a time frame. So like if they're having construction done and they don't know when their construction is going to be done, so they're just calling around asking for answers, and you say, well, we can go ahead and schedule you. Your painters typically take 2 or 3 days when they give you that time frame. So let's go ahead and book you for Wednesday. And if that changes, just call and let us know. We can move you up or we can move you a day back. But let's go ahead and get you on the schedule and lock down that cleaning day.
And get your credit card and get you committed. Because the second they get committed, they're like, ooh, you know how you have that checklist?
They're like, I already figured it out. That's one thing I have to worry about, less thing I have to worry about. And, it works. It works a lot.
And a lot of times when people are calling in, it's because they have an immediate need, like that they want to get filled now. And so when you don't get them on right away, that pressure kind of like lessens with whatever happens. And then they're like, oh, I'm good. Never mind. Well, then it will build again in 3 weeks once they're stressed out again about their house. But it is good just to get them secured as fast as possible.
Yeah. Let them know I'm not,
and
I almost set that up.
It's not like you're buying you have to sign this 12-month, contract. This is no contracts involved. Let's go ahead and lock your date down, and we're flexible. We'll work with you, but I do need to lock that date down, get your information, and get you booked. That way, in case that day gets filled up, we have room for you.
I have found out that they're less likely to back out, less likely to back out than to cancel.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Oh yeah. That makes sense because they've already done the work. They've already gave you the car. They've already gave you the address. They've already done it. Yeah.
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 All right, girls. So we have had so much great knowledge. I appreciate you both dressing up with me, feeling our childhood 80s gangster life. But now I'm about to test how
Kevin says
true
he
as
has
a
been
gangster
challenged.
you really are. What'd you say?
Kevin says challenge accepted.
I know.
Bring it on,
Who's ready?
Kevin. Run it through me first.
Bring your butt
Yeah.
on.
Bring your butt on.
That's actually kind of funny. Okay, so what we are about to do is I want you, both of you guys, to have, do you have several pieces of paper on your desk with a marker?
Alicia Davis. I need to see Holly
Okay.
Summer on Maids
Yeah, I
and
guess so.
CP.
Okay.
Oh, Alicia says that we need to get on Maids and Moore TikTok ASAP.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted, Alicia.
Okay. So
You want to borrow my fur coat?
Absolutely.
I got.
I don't know if it fit me. Do you have 2XL or is that something you're selling in your boutique? Because I will take one.
It's actually not mine. I'm borrowing it from someone else.
Oh my gosh, y'all, we should totally record going up to a person's house.
No. Okay, wait. Time out. Okay.
Running away with a fur coat.
Pulling up in a Tesla, the truck.
That would not be a good TikTok. Okay, so focus. All right, here we go. So you both guys are racing. Whoever sticks up their paper in their camera with the
I thought
right.
we were like, writing it down and then like beep, whoever had possibly the same answer.
Okay, well that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
play
I'm
the
one-handed
song.
here.
Right. I'm gonna play the song. Write down who sings it, not the artist. And then when I say go, put it in front of the camera, and then we'll keep score. All right, Team Trisha, Team Queen Clean. First song. Go.
I'm horrible at this already. I don't even like this game now.
Oh, sorry, Ronnie.
My music hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my
Artist.
Oh my God.
God, blessing me with a mind to rhyme and to hype, it feels good. When you know you're
If you don't know, it's okay.
homeboy from the old town, I'm known.
I can't remember. But I'm thinking it's a song title.
It's okay.
Oh my God.
Just the singer.
Oh God.
Okay, hold up. Y'all both 0. Okay,
Wait,
next
all I wrote down
Come
was
on.
hammer.
Wait,
Who's
it is MC Hammer.
There. Oh, so I'm halfway, right? I wrote
Yeah,
hammer.
0.5 to 1.5, but you actually gave her half of that, so I'm gonna say 0.5.
Wait, yeah. You said we got 0 points.
Ready? Next one.
Who
sings it? Who sings it?
I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks.
Tupac.
Oh, y'all are horrible, guys. It's Coolio. And
You know how many times I've slept since the 90s?
Oh, I must be on my Tupac.
okay, now we're gonna do name of song. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Name the song, not the artist. Give me the name of the song. Go.
Face you get sprung. Wanna pull up tough cause you notice that butt was stuffed. Deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring.
Oh,
Okay,
baby. What a good job.
My homeboys tried to warn me, but
I don't know this.
Me so haunted. Sorry.
That's why I cut it off, Summer. Okay, ready? Next.
Oh, wait, I have to write it down? I didn't
What are
write it
your
down.
answers? What are your answers?
I like big butts.
Close. Summer.
Yeah. I love big butts and I cannot lie. You
Okay, y'all both failed. Y'all are both at 0.5.
Hey,
It was
fun.
Baby Got Back.
Wrong. But oh my God, Trish,
Baby
we
got
got
back.
together.
Okay,
Fun
ready?
fact.
Here we go. This one I'm going to take song or artist since y'all aren't very good right now. And our comments are.
Hey, we have jobs we try to work, okay?
Okay,
Right.
we have.
You know what though? If you ever hear me listening to 90s gangster rap, leave me the hell alone.
Okay.
Because I'm in the zone. Like,
She's like, shut up, you guys.
I
except
don't
for,
know
like,
who the artist is.
like if you're
Okay, ready? Okay,
fan,
focus. Shh. Okay, here we go. Ready? Song or artist? I don't care which one. Hold it up at the end of the
face you
song.
get sprung.
Oh, sorry. Girl.
Laid back.
with my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
I got me some Seagram's gin. Everybody got their cups, but they ain't chipped in. Now this type of shit happens all the time. You gotta get yours, but fool, I gotta get mine. Everything is fine.
Y'all are fired. Okay, Trish, what's your answer?
Snoop.
Yes! Snoop Dogg, Gin and Juice.
Double G.
Okay, so we have Summer at 0.5, Trisha at 5, or 1.5. Here we go. Next one. Song or artist? Go. Write it down, don't forget. Wait till the end of the song.
Ooh, baby, baby. Baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Baby, baby.
Don't Google Summer, I see your mouth moving.
Push it real good.
Okay, Push It Real Good was the name of the song. Any artist? Okay.
I don't even know why I'm thinking TLC, and I don't think that's it.
It is!
Is
You got
it?
it. It is TLC.
I know TLC. Can't put it.
The name was Push It, so I don't know if we should give Summer that one. What do y'all think?
What?
Comment. Should we give Summer
comments. Give it
real
to your
good?
girl.
Give her credit.
I vote Summer lost.
Of course you do.
Let me see if anybody responds. Oh, no.
You said song
Shelly
or
said
artist,
she gets
and I
it.
said the song first. So I get one. What am I?
No, you're 1.5. Trisha's 2.5. Ready? Next. Here we go.
I'm getting screwed.
Song or artist? 1, 2, 3, go.
Side of his best friend's trying to holler at me. Checking me, but his game is kind of weak. And I know that he cannot approach me. Cause I'm looking like glass and he's looking like trash. Can't get with a deadbeat ass. So, no,
Scrubs.
Okay.
TLC.
Good job. You got 2, Summer. I'm so proud of you. What was yours?
TLC.
Yeah, TLC too.
Okay, so we are tied.
That was like 16, driving around with my arm out the window going to that right there.
All right, guys. So we are tied 3.5, 3.5.
I don't think so. I think you cheated for your sister.
Maybe.
I
Okay,
got
you're a real dog.
Hey, we're not sisters right now.
Okay, now I need you guys to focus. Okay, or refocus. I need
think you're
Summer
about to have us
specifically
wrapped.
to listen to the rules. Are we ready?
No.
This is for all the money. All the money.
What
But
money?
does yours spin?
No, I know. I actually love that one.
No,
but
but I
the-
do have a real one.
The winner is getting mailed this awesome money ring.
Oh shit! I gotta have that right here.
Now, I need you to focus. This is not your song, Summer. You are not talking at all.
Okay.
You are zipping, and actually, I'm going to mute you.
No, don't you.
She's muted. Okay, so Trisha, this is your turn, and I am about to play this song, and it's going to stop, and I want you to keep rapping the song.
No, I don't want
Yes.
that.
Okay, are we ready? Set, go. Here we go.
Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop.
Celebrate and listen, something like that. Summer is going.
I know, that's why I muted her. Okay,
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna give you a 1 on that. The score could have been 1 to 3. I feel like it was pretty weak.
I started.
It's okay.
Had
You
low
did really
follow
good.
through.
It's stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with Brandy.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, she's not allowed to talk. Okay, so I don't think I have to mute you, Trisha. I think you're good, but I'm just worried to take this one off mute. Okay, I'm gonna wait till I actually play the song. Okay, Summer, are you ready? Here we go. Summer, it's your chance to win it. You got to beat a 1 to 3 on your rap skills. Go. Ready, set, now.
Regulators, mount up. It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the streets trying to consume some.
Some cards for the E so I can get some funk. rolling in my ride, chilling on my bunk. Just hit the east side of the LBC on a mission, trying to find Mr. Warren G. Seen a car full of girls in the swim. We swerve with 213. So we hooked to left.
Okay.
And Lewis, some brothers shooting.
Okay, we got it. She's muted. She gets a 3. Summer, I guess. Sorry, Trisha. I thought you were going to take that one down.
I know.
No, I'm not even giving Summer a chance to celebrate right now. She's still on mute.
There's too much pressure building. Too much pressure.
I know. Okay. So, Summer, I'm taking off mute. Calm down.
Thank you.
I'm going to check comments one last time. I've got tons of funny stuff. Oh, Holly, they're playing your song. I'm going to use today. Okay. I think we've addressed all the questions. I don't see any others. Everybody answered way before y'all. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Salt and Pepper. They were on it. Caleb, your brother is dying. Okay.
Alicia said, I'm living for this today. They're like, this is probably like some crazy ass podcast that's about cleaning that's never been done. So both to know we're going down in history.
Hey, next week, can we do boats and hose?
We can totally boast some hose.
Okay. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Everybody, thank you so much. I've kept y'all right at an hour. I want to thank y'all for our theme and having fun with it, tuning in, asking questions. Hopefully you learned something, and then hopefully you laughed tremendously. And then we will be reposting this video. It'll go live if you missed it. We'll post it all over our Facebook. It's also on our YouTube channel. Most important thing I want to say right now is the next episode, hashtag Dr. Dre, I'm not done yet, is that on the 11th, November 11th, we are hosting another podcast, and it is going to be with Jeannie Henderson and Libby Delusion, and we are going to talk about National Convention. Are you going to National Convention? It's a super cool event. It's hosted by the ISSA. If you don't know about ISSA, we'll educate you there. We're going to give you the tips on everything that you're going to want to learn, because you're going to walk in there and be completely overwhelmed. And so if you are going, attend. If you're not going, attend, because if you do want to attend in the future, I would say watch that one, because it is the National Convention is on November 19th. So I just thought it would be very informational for people to learn about. So
I have a thing.
Well, you're out of time.
No. Listen though. It's a wrap for TCS. Y'all ready?
No.
We've already made videos.
Did you write it?
And we have a radio ad going.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Ready?
Yo, it's the clean software. Time to get ahead.
Okay. We're good. Mute.
Schedule.
Okay. So Summer. Okay. So that's interesting. Love it. All right, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much, Trisha. Thank you, Summer, for having so much fun with this, creating wraps, doing all the things. And I'm going to leave you with this.
Coming real, it's the next episode.
Hold up.
Hold up.